Hello, welcome back to the Football Terrace. Thank you all so much for tuning in. Please do us a massive favour. Hit the subscribe button, share it on your social media platforms, and please make sure you hit that like button. They are the best ways that you can support us here at TFT. Dybala. Dybala has been linked with Manchester United for the entirety of the summer, and yesterday it was announced by a professional 10-year in the game football operations consultant. I don't know what that means. I even went on the guy's LinkedIn page to find out. But you're talking about a man who's been a journalist and he's now involved as a consultant and works for numerous football clubs in terms of setting up their transfer structures. He has claimed that Man United have agreed a fee with Juventus for the signing of Dybala. There are, however, and we're going to jump into that in a moment, a number of reasons why completing the deal, not agreeing the deal, not getting personal terms done, but completing the deal is not yet complete. Now, what I've done for you, there is a link in the description. You can go on, it's been published on all newspapers, but the comments from the individual are there. This isn't something that I made up. It isn't something Mark Goldbridge or Stephen Howson has said. This has come from a professional football operations consultant. Google search his name, do some research. This is a legitimate, credible individual. But we'll jump into some of that story in a moment. We will go through your live comments. Smash the like button. And by the way, if you're on Instagram, go check out our Insta page, please. I suppose one other question I do want to ask you is, what do you make of Dybala? I see a lot of comments before we went live calling him dead food. Seriously, you're calling him dead food? I think that's so disrespectful. But I'd like to gauge your viewpoints and your opinions on that. I'm just going to get the story up in front of me now. Wait for this to load. It always likes to take its time. 1, 2, 3, 4. It's just loading. It's coming for you now. Callum says Dybala is rubbish. Hush. Oh, sorry, mate. No disrespect. Hush your gums. Hush your gums is rubbish. That's such an exaggeration. So here are the comments from the gentleman in question. His name is Ian McGary. Ian McGary, go do your research on him. Legit guy. This is what he says. Dybala is still on Man United's shortlist. That is for sure. It was held up in terms of the deal because... It was held up in terms of the deal because what we reported was Man United had indicated to Juventus that they were willing to meet the buyout clause of Dybala. That was before, of course, Allegri's future was decided and in between. Dybala himself said he didn't want to make any rash decisions based on not knowing who was the incoming coach. Now, obviously, it's being cleared up, but the Copa America is now getting in the way of this particular negotiation. He goes on and continues to say that Dybala initially, his preferred destination, if he did indeed leave Juventus, would be Real Madrid. The fact that they have signed Jovic and, of course, Eden Hazard pretty much ends any possibility that Dybala will end up at the Bernabeu next season. Man United, as claimed here by Ian McGary, are still hugely in for him. They're desperate to sign Dybala. They are willing to meet the buyout clause, which is estimated over 100 million euros. Now, for me, I'm not challenging the validity of this story. Nobody is claiming that the deal will be completed. Nobody is saying that Dybala will be wearing the number 9 shirt or whatever shirt next season for Manchester United. No. That is a long way off. Copa America's got to finish. Dybala will probably sit down and speak with Maurizio Sarri to see whether he wants another opportunity and another running out at Juventus. The one thing in Man United's favour is that a lot of the reports earlier on in the transfer window suggested that Dybala just wanted to move away from Juve, wanted to get out of Serie A, wanted to try something new and fresh. La Liga being his number one choice, but not ruling out a move to England, the EPL, and in turn Manchester United. So this deal isn't dead just because Maurizio Sarri comes in. This deal isn't over just because Sarri, like half an hour ago, said he wants to build a team around players like Dybala. It's simply not. It's simply not as simple as that. There we go. Robbie here says he's lying. No fee has been agreed. I'm not lying. Go and check the website out in the link in the description below, please, young man. And stop coming on here and spouting your negativity. I want you to go and disagree with Ian McGary. Simple as that. Robbie, listen, my man. I did an interview earlier about abuse online. Robbie, my friend, there you go. If you don't like it, you're done. You're gone. You're over. You're finished. It's as simple as that. Everyone asking what the source is, the link is in the description below. It's as simple as that. It's as simple and as straightforward as that. There's a comment here. Dybala is an improvement on Lingard, is what Emmanuel says. Like, I agree with you, but that is such an understatement. There is an absolute chasm. There is a Grand Canyon-sized gap between Jesse Lingard and Dybala. Grand Canyon-sized gap. Like, the improvement is huge. A few people asking what the fee is. Nobody knows the exact fee because the buyout clause of Dybala is undisclosed. Reports I've read have said anything between 90 million euros up to 120 million euros. That's the kind of range that we're seeing. It's huge money, by the way. Whatever United do, it will be a huge money signing. But it looks like United are going to get some big numbers in for Lukaku. Huge numbers for Lukaku. And that's the point I would make here. If you get rid of Lukaku and bring in Dybala, you're improving your team. You're signing a good player who's... Look, he had a poor season last year, but look at you have to go look contextually at the situation that he faced and was going through. But he's a very good player. He scores goals, but he's also creative. The way that Ole Gunnar Solskjaer and Man United want to play football, for me, is far more conducive, far more doable, achievable, attainable with a player such as Dybala. Comment here says... Dybala is overrated, Terry. No hate. Overrated? How? Clearly not by you. In what way is he overrated? I don't see people calling him a world-class tier 1 player. That would be overrating him. I don't think he's achieved that yet. But he's definitely a top football player. You do not play regularly for the teams that he has played for, scored the goals, had the impact in games, been a centrepiece of both your international and your club side for many years, and since from a young age, if you're not a top player. It's as simple as that. It's as simple as that. There's a comment here that says he's a good baller, to be honest. A bit inconsistent, but he is a baller. The one thing I would say, and I'm not challenging you personally, I'm just challenging the collective that says inconsistent. I don't have an opinion on that because I haven't read that about him in any of the scouting reports that I've read. And I don't believe you, man, are watching him play in Serie A all the time. I think you've watched him play a few Champions League games where he hasn't quite been at it, and you're using that to ground out your opinion that he's inconsistent. It's interesting. But there we go. Look, there's an interesting comment here. I'm not sure who this person supports. This is from Hassan, who says that envy you Man United fans. He is a good player. He is a good signing. I think Dybala will be spectacular in a Man United shirt. I really do. He can get the ball into his feet. He can play off the shoulder. He can score goals. He can play deeper. He can drop out wide if needed. He has the ability to do that. And I want Man United to play with this interchangeable front three. I really feel that with Martial, with Rashford, with Dybala, you can do that. You can do it. It's a nightmare for the defensive units. Oh, look, Martial's gone central now. He's gone right now. He's on the left again. They're all switching. They're all playing. Dybala drops deep. Does the centre-back go with him? If he does, it creates space for midfielders and attackers to run into. If they don't go with him, he's got time to turn and shoot and score. or feed in opponents. It could work very, very well. I'm looking at it as completely and utterly a positive, but a long way to go on this deal. A long, long way to go on this deal. Simple as that. I nearly sneezed then. Glenn here says, lies, lies, lies. Oh, Glenn. The fact you've had to repeat it 3 times, you poor little sod. Lies, lies, lies. That's what I did today. That's what I managed. I managed, right, to create an alter ego in a day called Ian McGary. I created an alter ego. I managed to change my identity. I called up Tom Cruise. I was like, bruv. He said, hello, mate. I said, you got any of those face mask little thingy-majigs you use in Mission Impossible? I do, actually. I've got a spare one. Where are you at the moment? I'm in London. Come see me. Sweet. Let's have a cup of tea. Brilliant. We meet. He gives me the face masks. I put them on, right? I now look like this fake guy called Ian McGary that everybody knows, by the way. I've turned up to a podcast with Duncan Castles and other famous journalists and say, oh, let me in. I've got some news on Dybala. And they let me in and I sit there. And by the way, I've made a fake LinkedIn page. I've made fake profiles on the internet. Even a fake Tinder account with Ian's name. What I then did is I spoke on the podcast and managed to convince every single major media outlet in the UK and abroad that I, Terry Flewers, with a Mission Impossible face mask looking like Ian McGary, borrowed from Tom Cruise, was the real guy. That's what I did, right? And yes, that's how we managed to make up this complete and utter fake rumour that we then shared for you in the description below. There we go. It's as simple as that. This is Giovanni here, who is a Milan fan, in a super chat. He says, I watch all of Serie. I watch Serie A all the time. So I'm just going to get a super chat back up. I watch Serie A all the time. His form dropped because Allegri catered to Cristiano Ronaldo. That's what I've read. So when people talk of his inconsistencies and his inability to perform, you're talking about a man who, no disrespect, Cristiano Ronaldo is the best player in the world, and I understand why Allegri did it. But Dybala was sacrificed. He was crucified. He was sacrificed for that of Cristiano Ronaldo. That's why, even with Maurizio Sarri coming in, it's not a guarantee that Dybala is going to want to stay. If his position in the team isn't guaranteed to him, in terms of, by the way, if he's in bad form, he'll be dropped. No doubt about it. But if his position and the way they play is going to take away from Dybala, he'll look to move. And if there's a club willing to pay the transfer fee, United have a space in the team for him. There is literally a position there in that hole as a second striker, or centrally dropping deep with 2 inside forwards coming in a 4-3-3. There is a position there to be made. Giovanni, thank you very much for your comment there. It's as simple as that. Hey, beautiful. Hello to you too there, Jam. Thank you very much for calling me beautiful. It's a nice compliment to have. Everybody likes to be complimented. I am no different. Right, let's do a few more of your comments now coming through. By the way, if you haven't done so already, nearly 1,500 of you tuning in, please hit the like button. Please hit the share button as well. Thank you very, very much indeed. Right, let's go onto YouTube. Let's get this opened up. Bernardo Silva is currently the best player in the world. Yeah, I disagree. But I think he's great though. Simple as that. Right, why ain't this loading? Hopefully it'll load in a second. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. There we go. Got it up. Ed turned us into such a joke, only going for Dybala to keep Pogba happy. Ed had made bigger players. Sorry, Ed has made players bigger than the club. He is a cancer that is spreading throughout the club. Strong views. Recap, please. I'll give a quick recap for you all. So, according to Professional Football Operations Consultant, which his official title is on LinkedIn, Ian McGary, who appeared on a Transfer News podcast yesterday, he has stated that Man United have told Juventus they are willing to pay the buyout clause of Dybala to secure his signature. The transfer and looking to complete the transfer and the deal has been delayed. One, Dybala didn't want to make any rash decisions. He did want to see who Allegri's replacement would be. He was also his number one choice, he's been very open about this, was Real Madrid, and he knows he isn't joining them now. Man United do have a genuine opportunity to sign Dybala. Of course, with Copa America mid-flow, well, they're actually doing poorly, Argentina, so they could be out anytime soon. That's delaying the process further. But essentially, Man United have put big money up to sign one of the best attacking players in world football. I want your viewpoints and your opinions on that. Let's see this. Terry looking buff. Cheers. Is Rance a flip-flop in terms of his opinions? No. Bruno or Dybala? Different players. Different players. One is an attacker, one is a forward, the other is a midfielder. Different players. And in fact, they could complement each other massively, because when Bruno Fernandes pushes forward to score this volume of goals that he does, Dybala drops into the hole because he has the ability to do that. You ain't getting that out of Lukaku, are you? You don't want him dropping deep, getting the ball to feet. He's going to bounce back to a defender. Simple as that. Scott Ferguson, thank you very much for your lovely comment there. I appreciate that. Terry's also live streaming on Grindr. Mirko here says, I'm a Juventus fan. Dybala is fantastic and would be great if he signs. This past season, Allegri didn't play football, just defended and crossed the ball to Ronaldo. And Dybala played as a central defensive midfielder. There you have it, you doubters and you fools who do not dine at the Serie A table. I openly admit I do not watch European football on a domestic European football on a regular basis. I see the European teams in a couple of big domestic games a year, maybe, and in the Champions League. Only in the knockout stages normally, because I'm watching English teams during the group stages. So saying he's been inconsistent this last year, I just know this isn't the case, because when you read the scouting reports on him, when you read what the pundits have said, and what the fans of Serie A and of course Juve have said, it doesn't echo that. That's how I know so many of you mans are just bitter. Simple as that. Too many mans are bitter. Or you're just going with the fact that he had a poor season statistically. He's like, oh, he's rubbish because he didn't score lots of goals. He didn't score lots of goals, and that makes me sad. Has Terry said disingenuous yet? No, I haven't today. But it's okay. It is okay. You'll be fine. You'll be absolutely fine. You've got to remember as well, like the season before last, he scored 22 league goals, 26 goals in all competitions. His best season ever. You know, this man could be an absolute superstar for Man United. How old is he now? He's 25. He'll turn 26 next season. Brilliant. Another super chat here says a front three of Martial, Beans, Dybala. Yeah, absolutely. I agree. If anyone is new to tuning in and asking where I've got this information from, I have put a link in the description below. Below that link as well, you will find my Twitter and my Instagram handle. Please do me a massive favour and go follow me on there. I'm really trying to have a push on Instagram at the minute. I want to try and get to... I've got like 103,000 followers on YouTube, and I've got like 700 on Instagram. So please come check me out on there. That'd be amazing if you could. Listen, I appreciate the love, the support as ever. I'm done. Got a bit of work to finish up. Then I'm going to go to the gym. Chest day today. Gonna smash it. Take care of yourselves. God bless you all soon. Bye-bye.